Hello everyone, this is Tom Fox. I would like to welcome you to the Sunday Book Review. The Sunday Book Review is the series where I discuss books which impact the compliance practitioner, the legal professional, and the business professional. I hope you will enjoy this episode. April 26, 2020, the Einstein edition. In view of the idiocy of Donald Trump in announcing that you should drink Clorox and Lysol to help cure coronavirus as well as irradiate yourself, I thought books on Einstein would be an appropriate topic for this week's Sunday Book Review. First up, Andrew Robinson talks about Einstein in Britain. In his book, Einstein on the Run, How Britain Saved the World's Greatest Scientist. It was a British astronomer, Arthur Stanley Eddington, who was responsible for Einstein's rise to fame in 1919, and we'll talk about it in another book. And Einstein himself acknowledged in 1927 that it was in Britain that his work received the greatest recognition. Yet, many do not know about his life in Britain, as he was able to get out of Germany just in time and live in Britain under the protection of the British government. Next up, Einstein's wife, the real story of Mileva Einstein Merrick. This was Einstein's first wife, and three authors, Alan Esterson, David Cassidy, and Ruth Lewin provide an extremely valuable contextualization of her undoubted achievement in blazing a trail for women in science, but it also offers a forensic and authoritative rebuttal to the claims that her name should be along Einstein's on his early papers. There is simply no evidence to justify this. The work by Einstein grew, and he was finally able in 1909 to leave the patent office, but within a year he had moved to the German university in Prague, which he did not particularly like Prague, and he moved to Berlin eventually, where his wife left him and he was divorced. But her role in Einstein's early work is not to be forgotten. Next up, Mark Stanley's study, Einstein's War, How Relativity Conquered Nationalism and Shook the World, places the familiar story of Einstein's pacifism during World War I into the context of efforts in Britain to test his claim that starlight would be bent near the sun during an eclipse. Stanley Eddington, as I mentioned, championed this new theory of relativity in 1915, in spite of what he referred to as the depressing rise of contempt and hatred of Germans during the war. Relativity, Eddington wrote, was one of the most beautiful examples of the power of mathematical reasoning, and perhaps the one Britain who was both willing and able to think about Einstein. And finally, we end with a book by Daniel Kennefick entitled No Shadow of a Doubt, the 1919 eclipse that confirmed Einstein's theory of relativity. And through this eclipse and the readings taken by Eddington and his team, Einstein became the most famous scientist on the planet. Eddington responsible for what may have been the most important scientific experiment of the entire 20th century. Measurements conducted a century ago are still causing controversy. The book is a detailed and scholarly explanation of the 1919 eclipse, the methods used, planning, equipment, how it was employed to photograph the eclipses, and finally the painstaking measurements made using photographic plate, which took literally months, and subsequent attempts to duplicate the measurements. It's a fascinating book on a story that is well told and needs to be considered. So what does all this mean for the compliance practitioner? The one thing that struck me in studying Einstein has been, one, his work ethic, but two, his collaboration with others. And that really speaks to what I think is the role of a compliance practitioner during this time. I have started a podcast, Compliance and Coronavirus, to bring clarity and sanity to the compliance practitioner. I hope you will check that out. It posts Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 9 a.m. The Sunday Book Review comes out each Sunday, as is its name, on the Compliance Podcast Network. I hope you'll enjoy it, and I hope you'll join me again next week for some new books to think about.